Well, thank you for. Hopefully, we're live. I can't tell. We've been live for 16 seconds, which is interesting.
Nothing on the stream yet. Oh, there we go. It's live.
Is it?
Yep.
It's live at the top.
Very good. All right. Okay, we are live. That was a first initial test. Very good. Good. So thank you for joining. So the reason for this live essentially will become clear later on in the live if you stick around or if you watch the recording. Essentially, we launched this channel in March this year. So we've been going for around 6 months. And we've grown rapidly. And we wanted to sort of reflect on that and essentially say thank you for your support for the channel, and just give something back as a team, because we do a lot of work in the background to make this happen. So I wanted to invite the team onto this live just to celebrate the 630 something subscribers we've managed to get on the YouTube channel, the fantastic response we've had in the monthly meetups, and yeah, just take some time to talk about that. So welcome Simon, Dan, and Andy. Andy is very poorly from a network perspective at the moment. His face portrays that. You can see that. It's a shame. He'll be joining us at some point, I'm sure, giving his usual quips and stuff. So Simon, Dan, thanks for joining. How are you feeling?
Good.
Yeah, very good, very good. Very happy to have achieved that.
Ah, dear. And this is why we pre-record. Yeah. So
it's no fun though, is it, when it's pre-recorded?
It isn't as fun. There's not. Well, there is this, but it's just not going on the actual channel.
True.
Whereas this, unfortunately, is. So yeah, I mean, from the meetups perspective, the teams meetups that we've been doing have been really good fun. We obviously partnered up with Meetup, so if you've joined any of the meetups, then you would have signed up with Meetup in order to do that. And it's meant we've been able to grow a really large following of people, 200 and something people on the Meetup group, and an average of sort of 55 attendees per month, with a max. I've looked it up, the max of 106 during the OSD Cloud flavored meetup with David Segura, which was really good fun. I really enjoyed that, and that brought in so many people who had never been to the channel before and never been to the meetup before, just to see what OSD Cloud was all about. And David was a fantastic guest, so that was really good fun. So yeah, we've taken a short break from the monthly meetups, hopefully resuming in September, on the 14th of September. Just to take a look at how we're doing things, really. We just want to take stock and check that we're doing things right. But I think you'll agree, Dan, you joined quite late on in the program that we've been, I think it was a few months ago, wasn't it? You started with the team, but Simon and Andy were sort of both there from the beginning. And Meetup for me was the obvious choice, and Teams was the obvious choice. I use Teams every day for work.
Yeah.
And Meetup was the only way to schedule some kind of live event when that was all going on back at the heart of lockdown. So yeah, we went for those, which has been brilliant. We've made a lot of progress from that. Really shame that we've not got Andy. He's still there with a little pensive face. Look at him. I don't know what we can do to bring him in.
I think he needs to buy a new PC.
Can you not still hear me?
Oh, sorry, I can hear you. Yeah, but your face is gone.
Joshua, mate, you can hear me.
I can hear you now. I can hear you, but I haven't heard you say a single thing until just, can you hear me? It's like every meeting I go to at work.
It's just a massive latency. I think he's about 20-30 seconds behind us at the moment.
Is it?
Well,
he'll react to that.
You want to? I think you want to leave that CDW. That's the case.
Yeah, I told you he'd react eventually. All right, so I don't know what to do. Andy's such an integral part of the team. We're only 4 of us. Anyway, thanks for sticking around if you have. So as I say, we've taken a short break just to look at the platforms we're using and how we're doing this. This will hopefully be a very short live stream, essentially to give some feedback and to take a look at what we're doing next. So one of the things we found is that Meetup as a platform is very expensive. So it was the obvious choice when we started, but now we're looking at it and saying, actually, are we getting the value we need out of Meetup, given that it's hundreds of pounds a year to run that. And so we're taking the view that we'll move off Meetup in the next month or so when we're up for renewal with them. And I didn't realize Meetup cost any money at all when I've been joining these meetings, for many months before starting this up with everyone. I didn't realize it was hundreds of pounds a year. And so I feel personally, and I think the team agree, that we can probably use that cost saving to invest in the community, invest in the channel, and things like swag and hoodies and t-shirts and quiz prizes, all that stuff that can help boost the numbers in the channel and also help boost what you get out of it. So having that t-shirt and stuff to see you were in the raffle or whatever, I think that as a community member, that's pretty valuable compared to just having a meetup page that you can go to. So that's what we've been looking at. I can see Andy moving around. So Andy, are you back?
He will be in 20 seconds.
Is he? Yeah.
I'm here, yeah. I'm just listening.
Okay. All right. Okay.
If everybody loves the sticker, on those.
That is true. Stickers are less important to me now than they used to be. I used to love collecting the stickers at events, but
it's the best part.
Stick
Follow
on
my t-shirt.
Where do you stick them now?
Well, I'd show you my XPS, but I haven't got it to hand, so here.
Right. Oh, but you never take it anywhere. I thought the whole point was for showing what you'd collect.
Yeah, I've taken it to Ignite a couple of times. It's been to a couple of other conventions, but then COVID sort of squashed all that. So
yeah, indeed. Yeah, so less, it's less of a big deal with stickers, but hoodies and t-shirts, I love collecting those freebies from So yeah, if we remove the meetup piece from the equation and save a load of money and invest that in the swag and stuff, how do we get the word out there that we are still running these meetups? The issue that I think we're going to get is Meetup will tell our members that we've closed and that our meetup no longer exists. They are brutal with that. I've seen a few happen in the past where they've either changed a leadership or changed how they do the meetup, and Meetup just sends an email out to all the members saying, yeah, this is gone, thanks. So we're gonna have to struggle with that. So if you are watching this and you do want to continue coming to the meetups, then listen for the next 2 or 3 minutes and we'll say how to get involved, or you've probably seen it on Twitter anyway. But I think that's going to be our biggest hit, really, is having to grow that membership base and grow the word that we're still doing lives from the hit that we take. Nope, still nothing from Andy. Still 0 out of 10. There you go. Never mind.
You can't
and
hear
so,
me.
well, I can hear you, but the only thing you've said is that I can hear you. Never mind. I'm sure you'll watch this back and you'll have a load of commentary and stuff that you can give. He's gone. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was him. Yeah. Okay. So how do we get the word out there? So that's where YouTube Live comes in. So this is essentially, you can probably see, this is obviously the first YouTube Live I've ever hosted. Is it the first live you've been to on YouTube, or have you guys had a experience with sort of joining one of these?
Only as a viewer.
Right. Yeah.
I've done stuff on Twitch with John Lunn, but not on YouTube. So
I DJ on Twitch once a week for 2 hours a time, but yeah, it's in a vocal manner, then no. Not this is new to me.
Is John's Twitch live, is it?
Technically, no.
Yeah. So this is the in combo with I did with John was my first ever community thing that I did with my face on it. Was obviously recorded, and I mean it was unedited, and that's the benefit. That's the real thing about John's posts is that they're completely unedited. Which is great, but they're not live. They are pre-recorded because he's got so many people he wants to speak to. And it needs to be scheduled because not everyone is free on a Friday at 6:30, so it is tough. And that's where Chris. I didn't realize Chris was running a live, and I always get Chris being Red O'Bowen and Cloud with Chris because I always get shocked when I join one of these YouTube lives and can put something in the chat and have the people speaking say hello back. Really, really confusing. And that I don't know if you've seen any of the IoT as in the EA live stuff that that Pete Codes and Cliff Agius runs. That was my first experience of an actual live where they were able to respond to the people in the chat, which is fantastic. Anyway, so this is a test of not only the quality of the recording, quality of the live, the quality of the audio, and all this kind of stuff that we need to make sure is good. The interaction from the people who are viewing. We've apparently got 7 viewing now. If you wouldn't mind sending a message in the chat to say hi, see how long it takes to come through. If I see it in the chat, I will say hi and let you know that I've seen it. It'd be brilliant if you can just give us that sort of ability to test what we're doing and make sure that it's not going to be a horrible experience when we do move into YouTube Live in the future. Essentially, this is hopefully going to be the way that we run the monthly-ish meetups, where we've got guests, Katie Nicholson, for instance, joining us on the 14th of September, and perhaps someone else I'll talk about in a minute. And this is how we're going to do that. So audience interaction is really useful. No one said hi yet, so I don't know what the feedback, what the delay is on the chat. That could be a bit of a shame. Chris is still awake. Very good. Okay. So, well, that's unusual, but good. Thanks, Chris. So that's good to see. Yeah, so it's essentially a test, really. That's all we're doing, just to make sure that it is going to be a viable way to run this, because we could always move back. Present. Thanks, Rajat. Yeah, so we could always move back to Teams if we needed to, but the issue with Teams, I feel, is that we're not going to get that stickiness, and we're not going to get the ability to subscribe and be notified when things are going live. Teams is a meeting that you've got to be invited to, and I can't invite all the random people who want to join this. Random is said with complete respect. All the random, to me, people that want to join these meetups and get value from the speakers that are joining. I don't know all of their email addresses right now because Meetup hides them. I can't invite them. So that's the pickle that we're in, is that I don't know the audience, so we can't invite everyone to Teams. And so I think YouTube will help with that. So in order to chat on this meeting, this YouTube Live, you need to subscribe. And if you subscribe, you can also hit the remind me button when we say a live is scheduled.
I think Andy's trying to get back in.
Oh, my bad. I heard a beep. I forgot. Hello, mate.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
That's lovely.
That's much better.
The funny thing is, you guys were like really, your stream was really bad to me, but mine looked absolutely fine. So it was bizarre.
This is brilliant now.
That is lovely, actually. That is, that is fantastic to me, anyway. I'm gonna
glad, please.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna. Good. Okay, so Andy, hopefully you've been able to sort of hear what we're saying. Did you?
Yeah, I've been listening.
Okay. Good. So that's essentially what we're doing. Where was I? Oh yeah, the stickiness and stuff, and being able to invite people. So that's the problem we've got, and we're going to try and fix that with having this subscriber model through YouTube. But there is also another way we can promote the group and promote the activity, which is Eventbrite and our website. So I've got the website. 1 second, just here. Just there. So I haven't got the DNS sorted out yet, which is a shame. Let me share this screen. There's that. So you hopefully can see that. We've got the CloudManagement.Community. And as you can see here, we've got, if I scroll down to this, you've got these. Thanks to Simon, really, for putting this together. It's a fantastic idea to use GitHub pages. It's exactly what we need. And essentially, it's got a very brief introduction to what we do and what we're all about. And then we've got the live events that are upcoming. So we've got September 14th with the event page, and then September 28th. Clicking on September 14th takes you to a page that, again, just goes through what we're about and also says what's happening in this particular live event. And then also gives the opportunity for you to register. And now you can register as an attendee, just in the chat, like a few of you are right now. And that gives you entry into a prize draw and stuff, which we'll be using the funds from Meetup in order to do that. And to just, a raffle for some prize that we come up with by the time we go live on the 14th. But also we've got some slots for video attendees, and there are 4 of us, 1 or 2 speakers per meetup, sorry. And that leaves 3 or 4 slots for video attendees. So we want to give you the opportunity to join as a video attendee and voice attendee, as you saw, if you like, to make it more like Teams. What we've seen in the Teams meetings is that only a few attendees switch their video on anyway. So really, are you actually getting that much value from having, the ability to turn on your video? So we're hoping that YouTube won't be too much of a too dissimilar from an experience point of view for the vast majority of people who are hoping to watch and join in with the event. So this is where it says on there you can choose to have the chat attendee or the video attendee, and then if you choose the video attendee, obviously limited numbers. There's only 4 available of that. You can't see that on the screen, but there's only 4 available to buy. So if you're late, then there'll probably be none left. And also they have the sales of these end before the meetup starts, obviously, because we can't keep selling them. And I say sales, the registrations of these end before the meetup starts, so you won't be able to sign up for the video attendee once we've gone live, because that would be far too difficult for me to work out while we're trying to stream. So once it's gone live, then you'll only be able to sign up for the chat only. So, I mean, this actually is the first time we've discussed this between the 4 of us on video and voice. The rest of it has been on sort of Twitter and WhatsApp. So what are you guys' feelings on this? I'll switch back to the main screen. What do you think about this then?
I think it's a really good step forward.
Yeah, I do.
That's a really good step forward. I think making use of the YouTube Live platform is better. It's more accessible to people, much more accessible. I just feel that we've got the ability to have people on their phones, on their tablets, on their laptops, their desktops, whatever, being able to just view the.
I'd never thought of that. Yeah, I had always thought when we were looking at this, when we were talking about this, I was trying to justify it, and I was always thinking that YouTube Live would be worse than Teams from a accessibility perspective. But really, now that you put it like that, I know I can stream
So much easier.
YouTube on my kitchen home. I've got a home, a Google Home in my kitchen, so I can stream there. That's how I watch Johnny Tips all the time. So actually, accessibility wise, this might be better for people. So yeah, good point, Dan.
I was just watching one while I was having dinner, and it just, like you say, I hadn't actually thought of that, but It's natural, right? Just something that becomes easy for people to use, right, and accessible. I think you're right. It makes sense.
Yeah, indeed. And then how do we, apart from signing up through YouTube and clicking the remind me button, how I think we need to work on how we're going to get people to sign up, because that's obviously possible through Eventbrite, but also how do we remind them that it's taking place, because not everyone's on Twitter. We've got, so when I say we, the community channel has 400 or so people on Twitter that are following it, and they're not all people. Some of them are, they're not people who will actually watch our stuff. So yeah, Reg just got a message in the chat, which is good initiative. Interactive sessions are always better. Although you'll respond to comments. Yeah, I mean this will still be interactive. I think the intention is that the speakers are still going to be reacting to comments. It'll be in a slightly different way, I think, and perhaps slightly more delayed than with Teams, which is unfortunate. But we're going to have to work out the best way to do it. So with Teams Live, there's 3 settings of latency that you can set. I don't know what this is set to. I think this is the default at the moment, which is the most latency, so the longest delay between chat and the longest delay between video becoming going from us to you. So the longest delay in the chat to really low latency, very low latency, so that you can actually interact fully with the audience. And obviously the trade-off there is the quality, because we use a platform called Restream. There are other platforms available that do this, but that will essentially have to process all that data and send it all across to you. So there will be a trade-off on quality, and a lot of the stuff we're going to be doing, hopefully, is sharing quite high quality, high fidelity text on, with the speakers, sharing Azure and Intune and all that kind of stuff. And if we go with too much interactability, is that a word? We will perhaps lose the quality. So this is going to be a learning experience for us, and all the feedback we get from you is fantastic. But yeah, as I say, it's
I
going to
think,
be
that given it is a community and we're trying new things, we welcome all feedback from everyone, because it's got to be, got to work for everyone. It's got to be something that people like, because the whole point at the end of the day is that we're trying to give information back, allow people to get involved and contribute, and it's got to be a way that people want to do that. So actually the question is kind of open to everyone that is either in or is joining the community, to give us your ideas, initiatives and all of that. So what we're doing here, as you've already said, is giving it a go, trying something different, and hopefully people like the content anyway, and they just they kind of like the way in which it's presented. So
yeah, and thanks. I mean, yeah, exactly right. But it is obviously getting the feedback, and we're trying something different, but not just for the sake of trying something different. This is actually about, we're trying something different because it might be the better way to do it. In our view, it might be the better way to do it.
Yeah.
It'll save money, certainly, and obviously as a community, we've got a very small amount of funds. We don't make any money from this. We got fantastic sponsorship from Policy Pack, which will be they'll be featured in the next live that we do. But that only goes so far, with us giving 25 quid a session as a quiz prize. So we only have so many funds that we've got left of that, and we need to make sure we're not just frittering it away because it's easy to sign up with Meetup. So that is our big thing. It is a lot of effort to look at alternative platforms. It will be very easy just to carry on and go as we are, but we're trying to improve things. The other thing that is probably worth mentioning is that you might have seen on the screen as I was showing you just there. Actually, the next event is the 14th, and the event after that is the 28th. That obviously isn't once a month. That is actually twice a month, and it's the second and the fourth Tuesday. And that is because the idea originally was to have one speaker per month, to keep these shorter, keep them more not bite-sized, because that's a meal, isn't it? An hour and a half. But keep them more accessible, and keep it sort of, what's the word? Anyone jump in and help me? The other ones were a marathon, right? They were a marathon
Yeah.
to run, and a marathon to stay involved and keep. I can't imagine everyone stayed around for the whole 2.5, 3 hours, and then the quiz. So you want to keep them sort of snappy, and have some good featured content, some good speakers. Really get the feedback from the community, and make it not just once a month. I think it's going to be twice. It's going to be twice a month. And so, as I say, we've got Katie joining us on September 14th. So she's ready to have a go at this live. Maybe not once she's watched this, actually, thinking about it. But we also have another guest, and that hasn't yet been confirmed, but it'd be really good if we could get that confirmed. But we do have another guest who is going to be talking about hybrid Azure AD. And so one of the posts I put on the channel was about why would a customer use hybrid Azure over cloud only? And that's a question I literally ask every day with my customers. Why are you going hybrid? Have you thought about cloud only? And the answer typically has always been, yeah, well, we've got these users can't just be cloud only because they're fully integrated into the domain, and we rely on their identities being. And that's where I say stop. We're talking devices, not users. This is device identity, and that was the basis for the couple of vlogs I put forward. And an MVP happened to put a post up. Joymalia Roy is the chap who put a post up. I can't find it. Apologies. Which essentially was it was changing that the user sign-in page when you do hybrid autopilot. It was changing that to have some kind of a timer to say, we're registering your device with a domain. It'll be 30 minutes, and then a countdown. And that essentially made it possible to do hybrid Azure AD. Autopilot, which was the point of my post, was it's impossible to do hybrid autopilot. I can't get it working. Anyone else? Can you have a go? And he came back and said this. So we've invited him on to do a talk through of the solution he's come up with for this, and he will be joining us again on the 14th, hopefully, with Katie. So it's going to be a little bit longer, but we're going to keep it nice and snappy again. Mainly because he in his time zone it'll be 3:30 a.m. So I have questioned whether he's really okay with that, and he genuinely is, and that's good for him to be able to do that for us. So he's gonna come along in a few weeks' time. But that's what we've got, and then we've got well, I'm not going to go through all the different people we've got speaking, but we've got a few people speaking in the following weeks. But yes, I got some feedback. I think it's Andy.
You think it's me?
Yeah, I can hear my own voice. Very confusing.
Yeah. Not me, mate.
Okay, good. Anyway, so yes, it is easy to remember. It's Patch Tuesday, and one of the reasons for Patch Tuesday, some people said, well, that's a bad time to do a live. Well, actually, it's before Microsoft released the patches, so it's the best time ever to do a live because it's the end of the previous month's patching. So you're 100% fine. It's if you do it the following day that you're broken. Because obviously it's Patch Tuesday in the UK, not the US. Anyway, so that is all I had to say, really, from me. But yeah, I think. How do you think, if we reflect on this session, then, as a team of people who've joined the video, and as the nice people who have joined us to share this session, how do you feel it's gone?
I've enjoyed it, actually. Yeah, it's been good. I think Andy needs to check his connection and or his PC. But no, it's done very well, actually. I think it's been quite reliable, and I think it's been a good way to actually prove that YouTube Live works for us.
Yeah, I think we should do regularly, actually. You know, have a regular slot for it.
Every couple of weeks.
If there's enough people that want to join and get involved, otherwise it's not a good idea, obviously.
Well, I'm not. I don't want to argue with you. Although we worked together for a long time, and our main thing was arguing with each other, wasn't it? So let's. But the point I was going to make was that we don't need people to join live. This is fully consumable after. We used to edit it and then put it on YouTube eventually, and we got a few hundred views of each of the meetups anyway. So I think it would be just as valuable to people to watch later on in the day or the next day, without having to actually join in the live. The only downside is you won't be able to interact and ask questions and stuff and be in the chat. But yeah, I think it should be good to do it, even if there are no viewers. I've seen I've joined plenty of lives where there are 1 or 2 viewers, and then it's there are hundreds who watch it the following day. It's really hard now that lockdown's ended to find a time when everyone's at home, everyone's able to watch stuff and ready to watch stuff. Finding the time for everyone is very difficult, which is why I was so surprised that we had such a good good following originally. Picking a time like 6:30 in the evening of a Tuesday and having 50, 100 people join us to share their thoughts and stuff. It was mind blowing for me. So yeah, I think if we can just reflect briefly on the YouTube channel that we've been running for, as I say, 6 months now. Andy, we started out recording videos, the two of us, on the 25th of March, so coming up to exactly 6 months now. Hang on.
It's gone quick.
25th of Feb, my bad. Coming up to exactly 6 months. And yeah, so 600 or so subscribers. We did that conversation style thing, didn't we? Where we did it was an OBS
terrible
screen share. It wasn't terrible. It was good fun.
I think people should go back and watch that, because actually it was quite fun to do. Yeah. But we were learning on the spot for sure. Yeah, it was an experience. Are you talking about the conversation we had with John, or just our?
No, just our original one. Do you know the original Get Modern? Just me and you talking through the Intune updates, that kind of thing. That was very very weird to do, and obviously it was our first time being on camera and stuff, so we didn't know if we do long introductions, do backing music, it was good fun, and eventually it turned out that they were too much effort for both of us to be available at the same time. It was so rare that we had the same evening free where we could have an hour to record a thing, and then the volumes weren't right because we've got random new mics and stuff that we got for the sessions. So that obviously changed slightly, and Andy, you started doing your own series, the Intune handbook.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still adding to that, or have you moved on?
I think there's like one more episode to do, but pretty much the core of it is done there. It's pretty much complete. What I was going to do is kind of put out a message to the community and maybe to kind of suggest that it's a complete handbook. Still looking to kind of do this thing. and I'm sure there's lots of people or just want a reference, you know, to go back and check on something. But yeah, it's pretty much complete. Why I've kind of started moving on and doing other things. I mean, not to the volume you have clearly, but yeah, I'm doing on. I mean, I think you've mastered to do them in your sleep now somehow. But it's good. We're actually building quite a catalogue of content, I think, and you know, clearly the OSD stuff has been really popular. It is elsewhere, not just on our channel, but it's really popular. And I think you've mastered, you know, getting the video really quickly, which has helped grow the community. And for me, that's been, you know, winner. So
yeah. I mean, the toying with how you do things and how you get the content out there as quickly as possible was really difficult to do. I spent so much time editing originally. I spent at least 10 times the amount of time editing as I had actually doing the actual piece to camera stuff. So that was interesting. And I worked with Stephen Melvin, the guy who did our YubiKey session, because he has spent such a long time understanding YouTube and understanding how to edit and stuff. He gives some brilliant feedback on what I could do to help. And he's got his own channel, by the way, that you should check out. I'll get the link in a minute. But it really was a learning curve, and the idea was that I would aim to do around about 100 really crappy videos, and by the end of the 100, I would either have 100 crappy videos, or there'd be gradually getting better and better. And I've done about 40 now, I think, because Andy, you've put a good few out, and the idea is that they are gradually getting better, easier to do, and that kind of thing. And it's all about just getting that content out so that people can, you know, with the Winwich one, for instance, that Imran you're saying was good. That really was me learning about Winwich, getting some information from Donna Ryan. I spoke to her a couple of times and seeing what she wanted to get in that video, and that was, you know, that was really fun to do. So yeah, it has been a proper learning experience. Obviously, there is space on that YouTube channel for Simon and Dan if you're interested in putting forward some
it's funny.
content.
I was just about to say, and what this you guys do.
I'm sure there's some stuff that we can come up with, Dan.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Well, you've already had your debut on Johnny Chips as your update, haven't you? So
yeah,
yes.
You know, you're veterans now. You can certainly join. But, yeah.
No, I'm sure we can come up with something.
Definitely.
Good. So I think that is all we need to talk about, really.
Yeah.
But thank you.
What sort of playlist content?
Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah. Say it again, Andy.
I see his mouth moving.
I walk in.
Something
Can you hear me now?
Playlist.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No, I can.
Yeah. Hello. Come in.
Oh dear, it is like Teams all over again, isn't it?
I was just wondering what sort of content. What sort of content you fancy doing?
Are you asking Dan and Simon?
Yeah,
Kind of
I've got some bits in. I've been doing a lot of work with kiosks lately.
Yeah.
So I think that for me, that's going to be an area that I'm actually going to be able to
fair enough.
give some information. And so yeah, some good content. I think I've had a massive learning curve in the kiosks lately myself. So it'd be good to actually share that knowledge and get some feedback from others of some comments and see what they think. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's one of the benefits of doing the videos I've done is that you put them out there, and then someone will know. Obviously, someone knows more than me about the thing I'm talking about, so they watch it, they realize I'm doing it wrong, they comment, and it helps me. And it's not meant to be that way around, but it does help me learn. So, yeah, I think that is a good idea. The stuff you've been doing with the kiosks that you've been talking about on Twitter and stuff is is really valuable, especially if you've not done it. Intune can do kiosk stuff, Windows can do kiosk stuff, but does it work? Are there any quirks that you need to know about? That's the stuff that you don't see in the Microsoft videos, and for me, that's the value that we bring.
Lessons learned.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Good. Lots of those.
I'll just stick this on the screen. So this is Stephen Melvin's channel. He's a developer, so his channel is all about sorting algorithms right now, and that is what his channel name is Stephen Melvin, and he does videos about that, and they are brilliant from the styling, the video, the audio, they are fantastic. So take a look at those. But like I say, so Imran just said a little while ago, actually 2 minutes ago, that we should make videos on automations and SCCM, and working with PowerShell and Endpoint Manager. I think Endpoint Manager, PowerShell stuff, and Graph API is definitely something we should try and focus on, because I personally haven't used Graph API as much as I'd like to, and I haven't got, I'm not an expert on it, so it'd be useful if I did a video or two on it to understand that better, because that really is how I'm starting to learn now, is through these videos. So yeah, that's a great shout. Thank you. So yes, I think that's it for us. We've done 42 minutes, which is much longer than I expected this to go. So thank you for joining, everyone. And thanks everyone thanks you guys for coming on this ridiculously short notice.
That was good.
Yeah, thanks very much. So yeah, we'll see you hopefully in a few weeks' time. Thanks very much.
Thank you.